Yooka-Replaylee and the impossible option has just been updated to version 1.07 on Switch 2 and adds a major new feature that everyone is asking for, being 60 frames per second. Because check this out, there's a new graphics mode option that lets you choose between the original Fidelity mode at 30 frames per second or the new performance mode, which allows 60 frames per second. But if you go to performance, you're gonna get that 60 frames per second that we've been hoping for that the other platforms had. Oh my god, I can already tell right off the bat just how much better it looks and feels. Oh my god. This is so much smoother compared to the 30 frames per second. It is literally double the frame rate. With that being said, the original game was perfectly playable at 30 on Switch 2. But, you know, if you can have more frames, why wouldn't you add them? And to Playtonic's credit, they pulled it off because this is looking and feeling fabulous. Look at this. It's so smooth, buttery smooth, and it even feels a little bit more responsive to me too. So this is all good news. Now, I should mention though that in performance mode, the graphics are downgraded a little bit across the board, even though to me, I didn't even notice at first. But I'm going to be showing you a few comparisons here in a few moments that actually does showcase where they had to toggle the graphics down a little bit when dealing with 60 frames per second. Now, if you do want that Fidelity graphics option though, you can turn it on even mid-game, and you can actually see the difference right there actually. So yeah, here it is again in Fidelity, and now performance. So there definitely is a downgrade, in particular with some of the textures, because if you take a closer look up at this rock, you can see how sharp it looks in Fidelity, whereas in performance, it does look a little bit more N64-like. And that's on top of the general hit that lighting and shadows also take. Here's Fidelity one more time, and the two side by side, with performance on the left and Fidelity on the right. Here's another look at performance mode versus Fidelity. And once again, the two side by side. And here's a brief cutscene to show off how those look in both modes.